And you're live on Dead Radio.
Hello, everybody. Welcome to another episode of Dead Radio, powered by Play. Shot at BlackBrick. Thank you so much for the space, and shot on a Sony. Today I've got a very special guest. Obviously, you know us. We don't introduce our guests. Our guests introduce themselves. The reason why is because you know who you are, and I might just like pull a rabbit out of a hat and say things that you don't think are true.
Okay.
So, hi, ma'am.
Hi, how are you? Good.
What's your name and what do you do?
Okay, so I think I will say my full name.
Yeah, I know. Actually, when I was online, I was surprised because I know you by two names.
Yeah.
Well, one, but I figured out another one.
Yeah.
So, what's your full name?
So my full name is Sine Ndlela lesalukwazi ukubona umzukulu waso.
Wow, is that like one name?
It's like a sentence.
That's amazing.
But then, like, we chop it to Sine Ndlela.
Okay. Then... You're gonna have to say it again.
So Sine Ndlela lesalukwazi ukubona umzukulu waso.
Okay.
They're referring to my great grand.
Okay.
Yeah, but yeah, luckily she was still around when I was born to see me.
Okay.
So, and then obviously my other name was Bosisiwe, which is Bobo, because my grand used to call me Bobo.
Okay.
And then
Okay.
Ndlela.
What's your surname?
Ndlela. Ndlela. And then I'm the owner and founder. Actually, I'm the creator of Yococo.
Why did you change that?
Because I figured we'd see how Yococo is it's something that I'm constantly creating.
Yeah.
It's like an extension of me. But then so it's kind of like I took a piece of my personality and put it into this brand.
Right.
Yeah.
Right, that's dope.
So I saw that change this year actually. That's what Yococo is. It's not just like a business or whatever.
It's you.
It's me,
just
but
an
it's
ice
like
cream.
Yeah.
Okay. That makes a lot of sense because when I was online I was actually looking for your Instagram, and I saw that you actually don't have a personal Instagram, which kind of made me understand, okay, then that means she's actually the brand. And now it kind of makes sense when I look at your posts, even like when I go on your Instagram, because I used to look at your posts, so I have a different understanding of branding.
Yeah.
So my understanding of branding is the person always has to be separate from the brand.
Yes.
That's been my understanding. Just because of how life is, and you never really want to attach yourself too close to it because you never really know what could happen that affects your brand. But it's because it's happening in your personal life. So I've always tried to differentiate the two. But then I kind of get your angle because it's actually not a brand. It's actually not a business. It's just you in the form of ice cream.
Exactly. Like you get it. Yeah.
I get it. It makes a lot of sense. Okay. So like I said before this is not an interview.
Yeah.
It's a conversation.
Yeah.
Just going to basically talk about a lot of stuff. We're going to talk about your life. We're going to talk about your business. We're going to talk about... No, we're going to talk about your life. We're going to talk about the other you.
Yes.
We are going to just like really have a conversation about the journey. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Where are you from?
Mm-hmm.
Where are you from?
I'm from KZN.
Okay.
So like a village. It's called Emazizini.
Okay.
And so I'm literally like a rural girl.
Okay.
And that's
you grew up there your whole life?
No. So I've actually lived in over 19 houses my whole life.
Wow.
Because my parents were teenagers when they had me.
Right.
And they still had school and all of that. So I had to like live with grandparents and all of that.
Okay.
So I moved from KZN to the Free State.
Okay.
Then I was raised by my Sutu gran. And then I had to, when my mom finished with varsity, I came back to KZN to live with her a little bit. And then as she progressed in her career, things got more hectic, obviously.
Right.
So I had to go to boarding school when I was 9.
Okay.
And then, so I've just been moving. Then moved to Cape Town, then finally came back here.
Do you think that affected your personality?
Definitely.
In which way?
Like, I've been able to adapt to things. So even when I was in grade 10,
right,
I had to move from like this multiracial school, all girls, and go back to like a township school, like for the first time in like my high school life. And everybody thought I wouldn't make it because I'm apparently like this bougie, you know, whatever. Yeah, exactly. And I went there and I was like, this is an adventure. Like I had to shave off all my hair. Like it was completely different from what I knew. But I was like, this is kind of how my life goes anyway.
Right.
You know? And yeah, I think it's helped. And to be honest, I never thought I'd start a business because I saw my parents with their businesses failing and I was just like,
not me.
This is a lot.
So what did you think you're going to be?
I thought I was going to be like a visual artist or a photographer, which I kind of did.
Which you still do right now.
Which I kind of still do.
Crazy.
And then somehow ended up doing TV writing and post-production.
So you went to school. Let's say after you matriculated, you went to go study further?
Yeah. So actually, after school, I thought Nami was going to go to varsity like everyone. Then something at home happened where my parents ended up not being able to afford for school. Right. And, you know, so I was like, okay, that means taking a gap year.
Right. Yeah.
And that gap year kind of like helped me to move and see what it is that I actually need to be doing. And yeah, and then I worked a little bit as a photographer and I was like, I really love it, but...
What kind? Like just taking pictures?
Yeah, like I ended up working with somebody who's really big in like the fashion industry and like just doing stuff for them. We got work published. We did the whole thing, right?
What do you mean? Like how? Like what exactly were you doing?
So he's a fashion photographer, but now he's like bigger than that, right?
Okay.
So when I moved to Cape Town, we stayed in the same house.
Right.
And he was doing his thing like in the fashion industry. And I was like, I think I want to learn stuff from this person. And I forced him to like teach me, you know?
Right.
And he finally caved in. Then I became his assistant. And then our friendship just grew, but we also got more gigs and more. As I improved, then I became like his actual assistant. We'd like do like published work together, as you know, all of that. And then I guess I was in that fashion industry, but like this industry, for me,
no, don't worry.
It's not the one. Like I don't feel comfortable. I don't feel like I fit in. Like,
why do you think what's wrong with it?
It's very fickle and fake for me, and it's like a show constantly.
Interesting. Like,
it's just a constant show, and I don't think that's real. And I want to live my life where I can be myself all the time. So
at your rules, at your pace.
Yes, you know, and if I don't feel like dressing up today, that's okay.
Right.
You know, but now it came to a point where it's like, brand, Instagram. Like, you know, who you seen with?
What are you wearing? How much is it?
And I was like, I don't care. So I'm like, nope.
Okay.
I want something that's more fulfilling to me than that. And I don't think I love fashion enough for it to make me that crazy.
But how the hell did you come to that realization? Because I mean, even today, we find people. I mean, I can't speak for people, but I do interact with people that still are seeking that realization. Either they're too scared, or they're seeking that realization of something show me what I'm supposed to be doing. Something show me which direction I should be taking and actually be fulfilled by what I do.
Yes. So I think what actually pushed that is I kind of hit like my lowest low in 2016 when I finally came here, and I kind of had to focus on what it is I'm doing. And I used to have like so many panic attacks, and like my anxiety was just out of the world, you know. And I was just like, no man, I'm having that moment of no, this is not how I'm supposed to be feeling.
Right.
And like also, so I got a job as a production assistant at that time, and I was like, even here, yes, I've studied this, but no man,
this is not you.
No, this feels off, and I don't know. So I started seeking like for spiritual alignment, I guess. And then I started meeting a kinesiologist. So how
what is that?
A kinesiologist, so she's an energy healer.
Oh, crazy.
But
Okay.
So think of it of therapy and energy work at the same time.
Okay.
Yeah. So I've been through like the therapy route, and for me, I was just like, I could do this with a friend.
Respectfully, you're right.
Yeah. All I do, not that the work that they do is not.
Yes.
You know.
I'm sure it works for some people.
Exactly. But
people
for
that
me,
are not inquisitive. But
yeah, for me, it wasn't getting me. I was like, I want to know things that I don't know. I don't want to come here and tell you things I already know.
And how I feel, and then you're gonna give me an answer.
You know what I'm
probably
saying?
Sort of.
And I can lie to you. You wouldn't even know, but I still have to pay you.
Yeah.
You know? So like I need something deeper than that. And so my mom and I went to this other retreat because I was just a mess. I was like, guys,
what's going on?
Yeah, it's if all I have to do is wake up, go to work so I can get money and pay my rent.
That's
and then
my life.
This is what we do. Kill me now. Like, I don't want this.
Do you know what's so funny about you saying this shit right now? You know, I'll tell you what's so funny. I think it was like literally last week. I think I was having like a really bad week.
Yeah.
Like a really bad day. And I was talking to this person.
Yeah.
Somebody.
Yeah.
And I'm like to her, I'm like, I'm in limbo.
Yeah.
And she's like, why are you in limbo? And it's like, dude, I don't think this can't be my life.
Yeah.
Like, this whole thing of
you having that
waking up and looking for a check or deciding on whether you're taking this check or finding a check to buy this house, to buy this car. Like, I know that's how you're supposed to live your life. But this whole money thing for me it's not cutting it for me. Like there has to be more to life than me thinking about money. Like there has to be more to life. Like,
literally.
Like there's moments when I literally get home, I'm just like, I'm tired of thinking about money.
Yes.
Like give me something more. Like I need something. So it's so crazy for you to say that, because like I went through and it's just like, it's not fulfilling, man. I still don't think money is everything.
It's not.
I mean, us as kids or us as the youth, we definitely feel like money is everything, because I feel like that's the propaganda right now.
It is.
The propaganda to really show us that we need to strive for this thing, to get locked into this rat race.
And it's big enough for you, you know? Because like the other day, I was asking my friends, Uti, okay guys, we say we need to be on a yacht, like in Dubai, shaking our asses in a thong, right? And then what?
Yeah, and what happens after that?
And then people are like, then we do it again. I'm like, okay, I hear you, Nat, but for me, I'll get over it. Like,
I like how you say for me. Like, it's not a generalization. It's how you feel about it.
Like, honestly, 3 times will probably be enough. Like, okay, give me something else.
Right.
Like, we've done that. But you know what? I realized that for us, it's such a big enough dream that, it's so far away that by the time I get to it, I'll probably only get to do it once. Then I die. And I'm like, that's fucking sad. Like, life is longer than that.
100%.
You know, and they made like money to be this thing that's so unattainable, but like it's constantly something that you have to be constantly working towards. You're never gonna reach it, but
sometimes
you like
it comes. Sometimes it goes. It's like I get exactly what you mean.
Yeah.
It's like a seesaw. Sometimes you're at the top, you can see the view. Then you go down.
Then you want to go back again. I was like, nah, guys.
100%.
No, there must be something sustainable, something more fulfilling than that.
Right.
So I guess that's when I started looking at purpose. Like, why must people be here?
Right.
Like, and what's the story? Like, why must be? Yeah, what is it?
What's going on?
Then the answer that came to me was, serving is actually the most fulfilling thing.
Right.
Like, because you are you, and you got the things that you've got, but those things are the things that are going to help you to serve other people, but they actually serve you as well. And it's something that you never have to put on. Yes, it's work that you have to put in for you to actually step into who you are, but you are that person already. And once you get there, then you get to be you. And being you is how you're blessing everyone, and you're blessing yourself as well, So... yeah, then that's how Yococo came to be. I was like,
So you went to the retreat, and that's when you got this enlightenment.
Oh, that's when I heard about kinesiology.
Right.
Yeah.
I just had to go back there because I didn't hear that. Yeah.
So that's when I heard about a kinesiologist, and then, but the lady who was explaining it, I just didn't resonate with her. But I was like, I resonate with what you represent.
Right.
But there's something that
I'm not like it.
You're not gonna understand my issues,
right?
So I came back to Joburg and got online, looked for a kinesiologist, and the person that I ended up meeting, she's now my friend, and I went to her with an open mind. I was like, "Listen, my problem is I don't want to be here. I'm not feeling suicidal in like a terrible way.
But I don't want to be here.
I don't want to be here. Like, it doesn't make sense.
Right.
And I kind of feel like the whole thing is pointless. So what's the problem? Then we got into like the session.
Okay.
And we like, I've been going to see this person for 5 years. And we've worked through so many things. Like, worked through my sabotages. The first time we met, I had so many sabotages.
That's so crazy. So I'm assuming now you're so open to have these conversations, because how long have you been seeing her?
Yeah, like, it's 5 years.
That's crazy.
It's 5 years. And,
right.
like, I even had to get through my most toxic relationship, I guess, because it's like it represented my biggest wound around relationships.
Right.
And it took me so long to actually get out of that relationship. It's a relationship I thought I'd never leave, because I actually didn't feel worthy to be outside of that.
Right.
So the whole process of like working through that, and there was actually a shift in, I didn't have to see her for that long, to be honest. It's just that, sometimes you kind of end up using therapy as a crutch.
Yes.
And I got into that cycle where
something happens and you want to call your therapist.
And then I know she's going to sort me out. And then after she sorted me out, I go back to myself, to my old ways, Right. So one day she sat me down. She was like, you know what? Now that we're friends, if you don't change your life, like, we can do all the work we want to do here in this room, but if you don't actually go and implement the things that we do here, we're going to be here 10 years in the future talking about the same stuff until you realize, because you got the tools now, you know what your problem is, you know what you need to do, but you need to use your free will to do it. Otherwise, we're just wasting our time and money.
Right.
So I was like, damn, now I actually have to face myself for real.
For real.
You're like, gosh.
You have no choice now.
I thought I was doing the work. But I was like outsourcing the work to her. Like, I'm here.
Yo, just talk me through this and then let's go back to
exactly.
I'm guessing that was the changing point. Right.
So that really was a changing point. Then the pandemic happened, and luckily for me,
but that's too far ahead. I still want to know how you came to Yococo.
Oh, right. Gosh.
Yeah, no, it's okay. Don't worry about it. There's actually no timeline. Whoever's listening is really going to have to listen and follow us. Yeah.
Okay, so, after our first meet, then we started speaking about purpose and how, we're all here to serve, but in different ways. And... and love honestly is, the way I see life, it's, you have two choices. It's either you live your life through love, and love not in the way that most people probably think it is, but there's love and there's fear.
Yes.
And if you're going to choose to live your life through fear, that has its own trajectory, right? And then also love has its own path as well.
Yes.
So you can't be in love and still have fear.
Yes.
You have to choose.
Yes.
But we do live in a dualistic life.
I definitely agree with you. And why I say I agree with you is because I actually think the exact same thing, just not like that.
Yeah.
So, like, what I think is, that's why I think, I have a lot of conversations with a lot of female friends that I have.
Yeah.
A lot of women friends that I have.
In my mind, I was like, woman friends.
Yeah. I've heard that's really wrong. Sorry.
I'm getting like woman friends, yeah.
So and let me just give you a refill. And what they always tell me is that they don't understand how I always have like the urge, or I don't take my past.
Thank you.
It's my pleasure. I don't take my past relationship baggage into my next one.
That's good.
Like the moment I break up, or the moment someone breaks up with me, because I told you what happens.
Yes.
What happens is, if I meet someone again, I'm meeting them with an extremely open mind. Like, it's not a thing of this last girl cheated for argument's sake, and now I'm scared you're gonna cheat on me. Nah, for me it's just like I see you like from the purest perspective.
Yeah.
And everything else that happens within that, that's when I start to use my past relationship as a point of reference. But just on the actions that you might bring forth. But it's never like a definite thing.
No, this is what's going to happen.
Yeah, it's never definite. So how I feel about love, it's exactly that, is that you can't really love someone or open yourself up to love if you're fearful, because you're not giving yourself over.
Exactly.
Like, you're actually holding yourself back. The moment you give a lot, you feel like you have to come back.
Exactly.
Because you feel like you've given too much and you're overexposed.
Exactly.
And because you're overexposed, you don't open up as much as you should be doing in order for you to actually meet the person you're seeing halfway.
Exactly.
Because they'll show you all the love, they'll show you all the commitment that they're bringing forth. But you'll show it too, because that's what you truly want to do, till the fear adrenaline comes in, and you just like, wait.
Exactly.
Actually, I shouldn't call this guy right now. I'll call him tomorrow. Because if I call him today, he might think that... no, actually, it's not even what he might think. I'm going to think that there's something happening, and I don't want myself to feel it. So you create distance. Yeah. So that's what's literally been happening. Like, that's how it's been happening with like a lot of like the interactions I kind of have. It's like, get close, then there's distance. And I get I personally get what's happening. Yeah. But I find it funny. And I'll tell you why I find it funny. I find it funny because, I mean, at the end of the day, how you feel for someone will always overshadow the fear. True. If the fear doesn't chase them away. Yeah. Yeah. But if the fear doesn't chase them away, at some point in time, you have to let you're gonna give in. Yeah, you have to you're bound, because like that's how emotions always win. Like, exactly. It's just about people not giving up. Yeah, and love triumphs like fear. Fear, 100%, and that's like purpose and love are kind of like the same thing, because when you find your purpose and you're more intentional about what you do, or you want to do being your true self, like without fear, without 100%. Whatever, and all you want to do is just give to what you love, and you know feel. It's not from a place that's you've come from a place of abundance. Like it's never gonna end. Even if somebody like wants to copy what you're doing, it's fine, because you are you. Nobody can ever be you. Like 100%. They can't take it away. Like, so okay, cool. So let's go back to what you think life is. Fear and love, and then there's two different paths. Yeah. And I'm assuming you're on the life path. How did you get onto the life path? So the love path, so I actually realized that, you know what, it's not easy to be a person who comes from love if you have stuff that's preventing you from seeing yourself as that person is full of love. You know, you have to work through a lot of stuff, because sometimes we even have like beliefs and things that we think about ourselves, right? And then we project that onto other people, like the insecurity thing, not accepting yourself, not feeling worthy, not feeling deserving. All of those things actually affect how we show up, you know. But now I kind of have like the compassion for myself and for other people who, you know what, this person is only acting out from this place. It's not Uti, they just you know. They hurt. They're going through a lot. Right. And if they knew better, they would have acted better. But this is the best they can do, even though it's like really crappy at this time. Right. So now it's like, you know, and that's why through my company now, the amazing thing actually that's happened is I've met so many people who are doing different things, but we all see that we can change the world. We can create a world that accepts everyone for who they truly are, a world that
allows people to find who they are so that they can show us what they've come to bring into the world.
Right.
And that's the only way that we actually want to create a sustainable world, is if everyone feels that they deserve to be here.
100%.
You know?
Yeah.
They don't have to like have money first. They don't have to prove themselves. They don't have to look a certain way. Like the way you are is enough, and we accept you, and you can accept yourself. So yeah, like, so I guess Yococo then became a thing of how do I serve love. And
but why ice cream?
Now with ice cream, I realized that it's okay. So after the conversation with Kim, Kim is the kinesiologist. I wasn't eating meat anyway, right? So I was at a point.
Why?
It actually started off as something I just felt like I wanted to try.
Okay.
And I think everybody should approach like a vegetarian or vegan lifestyle like that. Don't ever feel forced. Like, wait until
you want to try it.
Yeah, it doesn't make sense for you to eat meat, because then it's something that's natural now.
Yeah.
You know, and it's something that you're ready to do. It's not coming from, I have to eat this way. So I was like, okay, I want to try it out. Let's go. And then I did in varsity. And then now, suddenly, I was learning how actually food influences the way that we feel. And so as I'm going through my list of things that could possibly be making me anxious and all of these things, I was like, maybe I should stop including animal products into my body and into the way that I feel, because they do affect you. I mean, like, think about it. Cows are traumatized at these abattoirs and all of that. These cows, as they drive there, they can smell the blood, which actually we're about to die. So most cows that we eat now, it's cows that died scared.
Right.
You know?
Right.
Sheep, what do sheep do? Sheep just follow, right? And we eat that. Chickens are also like scared. Like we basically constantly consuming fear through the food that we eat.
Interesting.
You know?
Right.
Even like the veggies and all of that are GMO'd and all of these things, like we're not actually eating any life points, you know. It's like it's everything that's just been sprayed.
Artificial life points.
Exactly.
Right.
And we were actually making a joke the other day with my friend. Some people just start diabetes. And some people just start cancer.
100%.
And that's so normal.
Yeah.
And everybody just goes with it, you know. So yeah, so I was like, okay, no more animal products. First thing I miss, ice cream. And I'm like, ice cream is actually such a big thing in my life.
Shit.
Like, my so I guess I was raised by my gran. My mom, whenever she came back from like varsity or whatnot, part of the things that she would bring was ice cream. And it's part of the things that whenever she's like, what must I bring? I'll be like, ice cream. You know?
Right.
So ice cream just plays such a huge role in my life. Even when I was in Cape Town, I used to have friends at ice cream parlors just to get free ice cream.
Right.
You know? But I never saw it as it's such a big thing. Then when I missed it, I was like, whoa, what am I going to do if I don't eat dairy? Because I need ice cream.
Right.
So I was like, let me look for other dairy-free options. And I did not like them. So I'm driving.
What did you like about the taste?
I didn't like it. Yeah, the taste was just bland. And it was just like, what is this? Yeah, I was like, no. You know? But I wasn't thinking I'm going to make ice cream. I don't know how to make ice cream.
Yeah.
So I'm driving and I'm like, what do people like? I'm like, convenience. I'm like, if I could get someone to comb my hair, something as simple as that, I would.
Yep.
Because it's just, I like convenience, you know? So I'm like...
And convenience equals time.
Exactly. So now you can do the things that you actually...
want to do.
Yeah, things that need you specifically. Things like, some things anyone can do, right?
I'm learning that right now with this business.
Ne?
Yeah.
Bang, there's something that only particularly need you.
And there's most that don't.
Yeah, and like you have to be available for those things so you can be your best.
Right.
So I was like, I want someone to make ice cream for me, you know, this ice cream that I want. I'm like, maybe I should, you know. And then
I remember, I used to do shows, get a charge. Nowadays, chelete, feta de basadi. Bam gonna be lost a body. JXB vodka, chelata mahadi. Selling off fight, as a judge. Hassan go salary, mulela labati. Kira 5,000 galetati. Fasolete one, I got chelata di patch. Matata, chelete, tetega matata. One over a saga, one rata, wayaga. Naga little man, nega plaga. 6 rings kilo and 19 yaga watala. Narevale saga menwana. 30 kilograms, no shot again, no sata na hana. Men malinga sa togo fara. Nelo beta street liga kono wana hala li super. Let's take a visit to the buga. Fates and the mate, take a baby till it's zula spura. Sale 98 aga super. Sebeti le topo get sabalus pula. Tati, chelete TV le tati. Kupeli di chila risheni sagarali ke party. Fori di mazaga le tati. Iva torentwela wele topalangabi tsunami. For play fela get tsunami. Henga no mo. Ota polo sa Dubai. I get half again all the gloss. I get coffee. I'm fuga get cafe. Get on a little party la jawi. 26 chala jawi. Wano gili super really go guy. My love I get up and the man's door. Muti sega kilo rambano la wako. I remember I used to do shows get a charge. Nowadays chelete feta de basadi. Bam gonna be lost a body. JXB vodka chelata mahadi. Selling off fight as a judge. Hassan go salary mulela labati. Kira 5,000 let's go. Fasolete one I got chelata di patch.
I was making moves with the gang. I was downtown in the rain, making dividends. I was talking to the bank. I was really born from the bottom. Now it's straight pain with the bottle. Now it's short chops in the convo. Lord, listen, forgive me for my sins. Nigga from the hood, I was really trying to win. Lost boy, sad boy, trying to get the pants boy. Lord, I know you hear me when I rap. Trying to get these coins just for my dogs. Just for my dogs.
I remember, I used to do shows, get a charge. Nowadays, chelete, feta de basadi. Bam gonna be lost a body. JXB vodka, chelata mahadi. Selling off white as a judge. Hassan go salary, mulela labati. Kira 5,000 letati. Fasolete one, I got chelata di patch.
I called my mom. I'm like, girl, quit my job. Like, she's like, why? I'm like, I'm not happy. My mom, I can hear Uti, she has a bit of a panic. Like, luckily for me, our relationship, I think everybody at home has always seen me as like the
outlier.
Yeah.
Gonna do something different.
Yeah, everybody's always expecting me, like, you know. And my mom is such a beautiful person, like, for always supporting me, even when she doesn't understand.
Right.
So she's like, okay. What now? I'm like, I'll figure it out. But right now, I just wanted you to know that I'm not gonna work. And so at the time, then what happened? Oh, then I saw a post that was asking stuff like, are you tired of...
Sorry. I got hiccups. I don't know how they even came about.
Gosh.
Imagine.
Do you want water?
Nah, it's fine. I'll be strong.
Yeah.
This play will help me. Can you imagine?
Hectic.
Imagine being in a job interview and you have hiccups.
Yo.
Not that I've ever been in a job interview, but
yeah.
I mean...
Yo. But yeah, so... Yeah, I was asking, like, do you want to start your own business? Do you want to live your own life? Whatever. I'm like, yeah, that's me.
Yeah.
You know? Yeah. So I'm like, let me go to hear what these people talk about. And then it was like this incubation.
Yeah.
Then we got there, they gave us this nice talk. And eventually there was an application process and where basically you guys get vetted and all of that. So I apply, I get accepted. I don't have a business, but I have an idea, you know.
Okay. And
now that I'm all about, okay, how do I serve love in schools? Anisha, I was telling you how ice cream was the thing, right? And now I decided, okay, I'm going to make it. Yeah. And then, so I get accepted into the incubation and they say, we have 2 weeks or a week, like to get our business rolling.
Right. That's crazy. What do they mean by rolling? You need to register it?
No, we need to see sales. Like, we need to see you do your business.
2 weeks. Okay.
Like,
that's a good task, though. Because if you can do it quick, over a long span of time, you can be amazing.
Yeah, and it's like, if you don't show us something by this week, then you have to leave the program.
Wow.
So you have to start. So
you can't even procrastinate or you lose the program. Yeah. Amazing. That's a good ass motivation. Right? Yeah.
So I go home and I'm trying out these ice creams and they're so whack. I remember going into my bed and I'm like, what have I done? Should I call my boss? Nah. I'm like, you know what, it's fine. And I remember I was with my two friends at the time and they were just like, girl, this is bad. And I remember my heart just sinking as I went into bed. I was like,
what did you do?
We're done with today.
Right.
We'll see tomorrow.
Okay.
Tomorrow I start researching more. Like, okay. And I lived in this apartment where there were like over 200 people in the whole building.
Okay.
So I constantly had access to people.
All right.
So I'll go to the lift and wait for it to open and ask people, do you guys want to come try ice cream?
Of course, I'm not going to say yes.
They come through, right? They come through, they taste it, and like they give me feedback. So I was like, okay, I need feedback, like surveys, you know, and all of that. And then, literally, my friend, who's a photographer, calls me out of the blue. Hey, I need an assistant, and I'll pay you. I was like, yes, let me go. Because it's kind of hard, like what I'm doing.
Yeah.
Like, let me go. And then I call my mom, I'm like, hey, I got a job now. So we do the whole job thing. But as we there, I'm like, no, man.
This is not me.
Nah. This ice cream thing needs to happen.
Right.
You know? So I think I worked with my friend probably for like a month. And then we had to go to Fashion Week.
Yeah, but what about the incubation thing?
I'm still attending.
Did you have sales?
I'm still attending. It's like once a week, Anish.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
So, yeah. I'm still attending. So I'm telling everyone about this. With guys, I have like this business that I'm trying to do, you know. Everyone's like, girl, stop.
we doing fashion, you come tell us about ice cream.
Right?
Yeah.
And then literally the last fashion show we went to, they stole my flash.
The flash with the main stuff.
Yeah, like not like my actual camera flash.
Okay.
And I was like, I am done with this.
Yeah.
Like, I don't need to be here. It doesn't feel good to be here. I don't see why we're doing this. I'm out. Quit again. Now it's time for me to like present the thing, right?
Yeah.
And then I think, I don't even remember the timelines, but I remember us bringing, oh wow, so many things banging happened. Gosh. Okay, there's a part now that's very important to the story that was happened. I think after I quit my job, we went on like where did I get money from? I don't remember. I had money though.
Your job, maybe?
Maybe.
I mean...
Possibly. I don't remember, but something happened that gave me a bit of money.
Okay.
And then, like, not a lot of money, but like money for me to go away.
Right.
Then I was like, you know what? We're going on a road trip, guys. I'm gonna go to like Northern Cape. And I'm trying to figure out my life.
Right.
Like,
okay.
I don't know what I'm doing, but this we're doing. We go, have a good time in Northern Cape. Then we're supposed to turn to go back to Joburg.
Right.
We see a sign that says Western Cape. Like Cape Town, I mean.
Yeah.
Like, it's not like we have jobs to go back to. It's not like we're rushing anywhere back to Joburg.
Oh, wow. So you guys drove to Cape Town.
Go to Cape Town, get to Cape Town, meet up with our other friends, and I'm like talking just in passing. Oh yeah, also I'm starting an ice cream band, guys, you know. And my friend's like, what? That's so cool. I'm gonna quit my job. I'm gonna come and help you set it up.
You're joking. What? That's crazy.
I'm like, yeah. Yes,
yeah, come through.
Let's do that. And then literally 3 months later, my friend had quit their job, moved to Joburg, no plans, we got no money, and we're like, we're gonna do this. We don't know how,
So we gotta do this. Cool.
And like my friend was sleeping in my apartment. I literally had like a room basically.
Right, yeah.
And we're like, we're gonna do this. We're gonna share I'm gonna pay for my rent still. I'm gonna call up some people. Guys, just give us grace for like 3 months. We're just trying to figure this out.
Right.
You know, and then we're gonna pay you back all of this money.
Okay.
We do that, and then we start meeting people. There's this guy who hooked us up with a freezer, you know, and like we just wrote down what we need, and he hooked us up with the freezer. Next thing, like at the incubation, everybody loved like the terrible ice cream that we had, but it kind of like, you know, gave us a
momentum that somebody actually likes our idea.
Exactly.
Right.
So we're like, okay, now we need to take it out to the public. So how do we do that? We check out some markets. Then we scored like an interview with the Rosebank market.
Okay.
So I don't have a van. I don't have any of that.
Mm-hmm.
But the place that I used to work at, they used to work in like those open plan work spaces.
Yeah.
So I ended up being friends with some other people from another company.
Mm-hmm.
And this guy hit me up for my birthday. He's like, we both born in March. Let's do something. Like, cool. I don't know how the van situation came up. I'm like, yeah, but you know what? We have this interview with the market, so we need a van to take our fridge there. He's like, I've got a van at home that's chilling. You guys can use it. The handbrake doesn't work, but you can use it.
That's so crazy.
Like, yes. We go and fetch the van. And we literally take now in hindsight, I'm like, that was ridiculous to take a whole freezer to people's office.
Yeah.
But I mean, that's what made sense.
I mean, that's what you gotta do, bro, to make it happen.
Yeah. So we did that, and they accepted us into the market. We started trading, and now it was a thing. And then I was working on the recipes. Now I was getting more used to what is it that I'm looking for. And now I'm like, okay, how do I tell other people about this? And I'm like, social media, that's the free thing.
But have you guys already came up with the name?
Oh, that happened in the Cape Town trip as well. I went to my other friend.
Why Yococo?
So Yococo then is a portmanteau between yogurt or yoga. Mm-hmm. I'll tell you both of those stories.
Okay.
And coconut. So I always knew it had to be coconut based because I was like, if we're going to be serving love, we need to find something that doesn't hurt anyone. It doesn't hurt the animals. It doesn't hurt people. Like, you know, and I wasn't thinking it in the sense of people are lactose intolerant. People are moving to a vegan. Like, I wasn't
from
thinking
an environmentally friendly perspective. Dope.
Exactly.
Dope.
So, and also, I mean, if I'm going to need something that's dairy free, these are my options.
All right.
And then there was a bit of self-doubt at some point where I was like, maybe I'll make yogurt. I don't know from where, because I don't know how to make yogurt either.
She got YouTube though, but yeah.
Yeah, so I was like, you know what, let me keep my options open. But yoga means unity.
Right.
Union, I mean. Means union. So basically, union is like when you finally come back to yourself. Mm-hmm. Like, because I'm thinking of another story now. But it's where you come back to yourself. And that's when you finally removed all of these things that remove you from who you are. Mm-hmm. Yeah. So, and I knew that Yococo was always going to be rooted in that. Like, it's love. And we are love. And there are stuff that makes us forget that we are. But once we make that union back, then we remember who we are. So, then that's how Yococo came to be. And I remember showing my friend like a list of names that I put together, and we're like, no. And then literally the way that word came out, we're like, this is the one.
Crazy. So, okay, let's go back to the van with the handbrake that doesn't work.
So, yeah, we did that for a bit, did the markets, still use this guy's van, and then...
was this with the whack-ass ice cream still?
It got better and better.
Okay.
Got better and better. The more people... Oh, I was telling you the social media part, right?
Yes.
And so, like, that's the easiest way for me to get people to know about it, is to talk about it on social media. So I started a page for Yococo, and then I was looking for packaging. Met with this guy, and he's got like this beautiful brand, and he was showing me his social media, and that was the first time I was like, oh,
it gets serious.
We playing.
Yeah.
He's like, let me see your Instagram. I was like, we don't have it. After seeing that, I was like, no, we don't have social media. Because I was like, oh, you don't just randomly post. There's something called branding.
Yes.
You know, that's when I started thinking, who is Yococo? Sorry, like, who is Yococo? What do they like? Who are they friends? Like, what is that? Yeah. So that's when I started thinking of Yococo as a brand.
Right.
And then I was removing myself from the brand because I'm like, Yococo is Yococo. I am me.
Okay.
Right. And then I guess as I've been coming back to myself, that's when the realization happened that Yococo is actually just an extension of me. And yeah, like, I am someone who would buy Yococo.
Yes.
You know, I do the things that
you like.
Yeah.
And it just happens that other people like the flavor that you make.
Exactly.
Right.
And like, that's where we can create a community, because I know there are people like me. And there are people like the things that I like. And that's how we can do that. Yeah.
Right.
So, yeah, then that's when I created the brand came out, and people got to know about it. And then a couple of months into working with my friend, like, the financial reality kicked in, and we're like, Yococo is actually not making money to sustain us, so something has to happen. And we kind of had a bit of a fallout, because, you know, you get to a point where you see your vision.
Yes.
And it's like, yeah, this vision is in your head. Like,
and someone wants to hear it out of your mouth or on paper, and that's not happening. It's
not here, exactly.
Yes.
And like, as much as we can live in this la-la land, we have bills to pay.
Right.
And there was something that I didn't want to do that were going to bring us money, but I was like, that's not Yococo.
Yes. Yes.
You know, like, I'd rather, like,
suffer. Yes.
Yeah, because that's not Yococo.
Yeah.
So that kind of wasn't okay with other people. So the fallout happened, and I remember just going into like this hectic phase of doubting myself now. So I'm like, I know what Yococo is, but can I bring it to life? Like, can I do this without people, you know? And
the people, and mainly the people that you started with. I think that's the biggest. I think the biggest catch about that is you see how much people believed in something when there was nothing to show.
Yeah.
That you're so scared of losing those people, because you're scared that you won't find anyone else that sees it like that without you having to pay them for everything. It's a big ass mindfuck, because it's just like, will I find someone that believes like how the 5 people or the 2 people that I was with believe in this thing?
Yeah.
And will we ever be able to work towards something without it being only about money?
Yes. Literally that.
Yeah.
Like, it's like, will other people love my baby the way I do?
Yeah.
Like, without being paid for it.
Yeah.
You know?
Which, I mean, look, how I see it, because, you know, if you talk to other people, they'll be like, yeah, but people have to get paid. And I totally get that. But I think it's more about loving something before you think about the money.
Yes.
And I've worked with like a couple of people like that, a lot of people like that, where like we both understand where this is going.
It's a passion, yeah.
And besides the fact that there's money there, we both have a unsaid thing that when it actually comes, everybody's getting paid.
Exactly, but it's not why we're doing it. We're not doing it for money.
We're not doing it for money. We're doing it so that the vision it comes out of the head and people can actually see it.
Literally.
But it's like so complicated.
It's
so complicated.
That's like the whole thing with life as well, is that we're not doing it for money.
Yeah.
You know, like, we're doing it because we love this thing and we believe in it and we know that this is what's supposed to happen. But then the money should just be a byproduct of that. It's not the reason we're doing it.
Yes.
You know, so
the money will come.
The money will come, but we need to be happy. We need to know that we're doing what needs to be done and we love it. Like, even if we weren't getting paid for this thing,
we'd still do it.
Yeah, like, basically people now live to get paid.
Yeah, it's because of the propaganda.
Exactly. So it's like, no, guys.
Yeah, no.
Even if you didn't pay me, I'd still live my life.
No cap. Yeah.
You know? So, yeah.
So I'm guessing they left.
They left. People left. And, yeah, I was just like, oh my word, I have to come out of this though. Like, I have to. And once I finally found the strength to actually snap out of this hole that I was going into, things started happening.
Right.
Things started, like, people wanted to know about Yococo now. Like, I don't know, there was just a shift, really.
That's crazy, because I remember when I met you, I don't even remember how I met you.
I do remember.
I know I met you through Instagram, though.
And I think it was Twitter. And then we went to meet and Gram.
Dahlia's. Yeah, I remember very well. And I told you about the idea about Dead Ice Cream. Yeah. And you're like so interested in it. Yeah. But you still... One thing I actually do appreciate about you, because I know at some point we had a bit of a fallout. Yeah. One thing I definitely do still think about and appreciate is the fact that you knew exactly what you wanted. Like, because look, I'm not going to lie to you. I think I'm really good at convincing people just based on how I articulate my idea and articulate how I want things to be done. Yeah. So I think I can, but I remember articulating the idea to you and you liked it. Like, I remember you liked it, but you were very, not necessarily doubtful, but very questionable of why do you want to do it like this? I'm not too sure about that. I'm not too sure about this. And to me, it was like, it was the first time, because I think it was like 2016, 2017. Yeah, like very brand new. And I'm just like, okay, this one is quite complicated. Not what I anticipated. You know? I was like, okay. And then we actually started to work. And then, I mean, I think it still looked amazing because, I don't know why I think it looked amazing. I just think it was such a, I mean, this was a designer ice cream and like designer black ice cream in 2017. Right. You know what I mean? Yeah. And like from that perspective, it was flipping crazy. It was interesting. And as time went by, now it's okay. As time went by, the idea actually got better and the taste got better. Because you remember the first ice cream you made? Yes. The black one. Yes. It tasted like charcoal. It did. It did. Yeah, I do. It had some taste, but we were really just eating it because we created black ice cream. And
that's how it goes. Yeah, like you have to start with the downgrade first.
Yeah, I think the only thing that I really liked working with you was that at no point did we really ever doubt it. Yeah. We only got to that fallout because of, I think it was financial reasons. And we had different directions where we saw things going, and you had one main direction that you were stuck on, which I still appreciate today because, I mean, as I'm going to be honest, as pissed as I was because I didn't get my way, I'd sit down sometimes and be like, yo, I appreciate the fact that I've actually met someone that sticks by the idea and vision.
Yeah, no the same way you do.
Exactly, no matter how forceful I am. Yeah. And I just liked how vocal you were. You're like, yo, this is not my direction where I am right now. And look.
Stay blessed.
Yeah, and stay blessed. We'll be in touch. And I remember I kept on always asking you, like, yo, can we do this? But then I just like the fact that at some point, we were both at a position where we were willing to do more stuff, which is going to come right up. Yeah. But, like...
And we had to grow, like, in our separate...
individually. Yeah. I totally get it. Like, at that point, I didn't. But this is how I tell people all the time. How I live my life is that I try not to sit on any grudge, sit on any negativity. Yes. So if you make me angry after, like... You'll make me feel angry. Yeah. But I probably will not vocalize that I'm angry. Yeah. Which is probably wrong sometimes. Yeah. But I'll talk to you at the point when I want to. Yeah. Or when I can. But I don't sit on that. Like, the moment you make me angry tomorrow, then I'm over it. Not even tomorrow. Like, in 10, 20 minutes, I'm over it. And I think that's a good thing. Like, what's the next thing I can actually think about? So that's why. Thing. It's a good thing, but negativity can sit on me. Like, it can sit because... I'm an overthinker, but I'm an overthinker that loses the overthinking quickly. So I'm like a Ferrari. You know what I mean? Like I go to 0 to 100 real quick, and then I just go slow.
Yeah.
Yeah, you get what I mean? So when I'm pissed, or sad, I overthink about all the different scenarios that could be in the world. All of the scenarios. And then at some point it's just like, nah, actually, you know what? Maybe it's not like, it's literally what I was thinking about today. Like I woke up today, and I woke up, actually, it was pretty tough for me to get out of bed today because I slept like pretty late.
Yeah.
And I was just like, this needs to happen.
Yeah.
I want to stay in bed a little bit more, but this needs to happen. And I actually don't want to get up, but I got up because I don't like being late. I know people listen to this that know me, know that sometimes as of late I've been because I haven't been myself.
Yeah.
So I got out of bed and I'm just like, yo, this dead thing, hey? Like, I don't think it might be what I want.
Damn.
I think maybe I should be like, doing other stuff. Maybe I should be using another direction. Then I went to the car and when I'm on my way back, I literally said this to myself. I was like, you know what? Actually, I want to stop doing this and I'm like, just going to really go into business. Because I don't think, it's not about money, but one thing I know for sure, I will not die broke.
Yes.
Come on. Like, it's impossible. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like, I always think it's impossible for someone that hustles to really be broke unless it's what they want.
Yeah.
Because if you can do it once, you can do it again.
Exactly.
But then I felt like that till I got into the highway, till I made a couple of business calls. Yeah. And then I was just like...
That happens.
Yeah,
so
just like...
It's like you're talking to your inner child, like, relax.
Just relax, take it easy, you're going crazy.
Yeah, like, let's just breathe.
Breathe? Remember why you're actually doing this?
Exactly, that's why your why must be strong enough to pull you when you're going 100%. On a tangent.
And then I have a conversation with you about this, and it's like... It's kind of like what happens in my journey, on my mental state is where I'll feel like this and then I'll always meet someone that like reminds you that shit, dude, this is actually normal what you're going through. And like, not about it even being normal, it's actually what you need to go through in order for you to really like triumph and like reach the summit. Yes. You need to like really go through a lot of doubtful phases where you ask yourself,
is it
really me?
You know, with that, a friend of mine who's always had people believe in them. Yeah. And they've been hyped their whole lives, right? Yeah. But then they were surprised, like, why didn't I make it to be what you guys wanted me to be if I was so great? You know? And it was kind of a thing of, we realized that, you know what, you actually need to doubt yourself so that you can see that you actually are more than that self-doubt, because you have to come out of it. If you've never come out of it, you don't have evidence for yourself.
Right.
I can't do it. It's like, I've always been great. But for you to know that you are great, you need to have gone through a time that made you feel like maybe you're not. Yeah. And here you are. And you're great. But you've been through that. Yeah. So this is like, you know what I'm saying?
100%.
So even with suffering, I know like maybe this may sound weird to other people, but I truly believe that with suffering, we need to go through suffering to a point where we're like, no, man, there should be something better than this. Like, it has to be that bad for you. It doesn't have to, but like, we tend to choose it. Yes. That it has to be so bad that you have no choice but to change. And that's what makes you become better. Right. It's like, this is not it for me.
Right. Like, and how do you appreciate the highest point if you've never been low?
Exactly. Because to you, this is normal. Like, you don't know any other way of being.
100%.
So, yeah.
I totally get that. I totally get it. I don't know, but like, so I hear last time you just spoke, you're moving to Cape Town. Moving to Cape Town.
Yes. I think I've done my time in Joburg.
What does that even mean? I mean, I'm sure you guys have outlets here.
Yeah, like, so we've supplied a couple of stores here.
Okay.
And we supply one store in Cape Town now.
Okay.
And yeah, like.
So why the Cape Town move?
Because, you know what, firstly, I feel I'm ready to move to Cape Town. But secondly, I know that actually my brand would thrive in Cape Town. Okay. Like, Yococo is such a Cape Town brand. Mm-hmm. But I guess on some level, I needed to prove to myself that Yococo can make it anyway.
100%.
You know, Joburg is not really your love and light type of place.
Yeah.
But we did great here, you know. And
I can attest to that. You did.
Thank you. So, I mean, in Cape Town, not that it's going to be easy, but it's like it's a brand fit.
Right.
And even for me as a person, I'm good with Joburg now. Like, I think I've found my, let's go, let's do this, you know.
Right.
That I've used that momentum on Joburg, and now I know that I can run a business. I know I can run things at that level. And yeah, like, I think I'm ready to just live a blissful life, like, everywhere. So, yeah.
I hear you. So, before we close off, there's a couple of things I actually just want to know.
Mm-hmm.
What do you think has fueled you to kind of look past everything else that you've been going through, everything else that's happening in the country, everything else that happened last year? Like, what has allowed you to still stick to what you do right now? Because I don't want to say your business, because it's really not a business, it's you. You know what I mean? So, like, what has been your kryptonite? What has kept you moving? What has made you be like, this is what I'm still going to do?
I think the fact that this started through purpose. Like, I know this is what I'm supposed to do. Like, I know that.
Right.
Like, there's no doubt in my mind. And it's kind of, even, I remember last year we had to push through, like, the peak of COVID and winter. But I was just like, okay, I get it that there's a pandemic, there's winter, but those are not my focus. Like, I need to keep my baby alive, and I need to do this, and this. I can't be focusing on everything that's going to make me fail.
Right.
Those things will be there regardless, but I need to focus on what's going to make me win. And that's my focus. It doesn't mean that the other stuff is not there, but it's not my problem.
Right.
So I remember even in Jan, that's what got me through the month. Jan was so hard, but I remember thinking, why is this so difficult? You know?
Right.
And I was like, oh, it's Jan. Of course it's going to be difficult. But I was like, no, but I have to keep going.
Right.
Like, what is it that's going to make me win right now? That's my focus. Like, literally, I try my best to always choose the highest expression of a situation. It's like, I can't be bogged down by, like, the low vibrations of the situation.
Oof.
Like, I can't let myself do that.
Right.
Always have to look into the positive, look into the highest. That's it. Even my thoughts, I catch them. Like, my critic knows, my inner critic knows. I'm always like,
I hear you, but I don't hear you.
yeah, I'm not here for you. Like, that's not my life. Like, stay blessed.
Right. Keep doing your thing, but okay.
Yeah.
I totally get you. I totally get that. Okay, before we close off, that's the last thing. Inspiration 101. I actually just came up with this name right now.
Yeah.
Normally don't know how to call it.
Yeah.
But let's call it Inspiration 101.
Cool.
For anyone that's watching this that wants to start a new innovative idea, something that's never been done before.
Yeah.
What would you say? What should they mentally equip themselves with?
I think that it's important for them to know that it's gonna be hard because they've also haven't seen it happen. But the fact that they've got that idea, it means that it's something that can be created, and it may take time for it to actually look the way that they want it to, and also it may actually end up looking different from what they originally thought, because as they learn and grow, they also change their mind, right?
Right, and you're allowed to change your mind.
Exactly. So I would say go in it with an open heart and a spirit of learning, but don't let other people's ideas come in to your thing.
Right.
Like, people have lots of ideas that they won't implement in their lives, but suddenly they see Bangy, Bangy, I think you should do this and this with Dad. And it's like, but that's not what I want to do.
Right.
And that's okay. It's okay for you to, like, stick to what you want to do, even though it doesn't look like it's possible.
Okay.
So,
wow, that's an amazing one. Right, everybody. Thank you so much for watching and listening to this episode of Dead Radio. From me and my wonderful guest. Before I forget, Powered by Play. Thank you. It's not about forgetting. It's just, you gotta show love. You know what I'm saying? Thank you to BlackBrick and to Sony. Thank you. And we're out.
And you're live on Dead Radio.